Yo guys, how's it going? AKMoto here. Today we're going to be cleaning up some plastics, our gas tank, our air box, as well as some radiator hoses off of my YZ125. In the last video I shined up my frame, so if you guys haven't seen that already, go check that out. So today we're going to be cleaning up these plastics. Most of these are pretty dirty. So as you guys can see on this front fender here, there's a lot of oil and dirt built up on it. And then here on this front brake disc guard, it's just really dirty. Alright guys, in the dirtiest part of them all, we have the air box, which as you guys can see is super dirty with all the air filter oil from the air filters, as well as all the dirt that air filter oil catches. So we're going to be cleaning up all these parts today. So to start out, we're going to be ripping the graphics off of these plastics. Now don't worry guys, I have some fresh graphics, but yeah, here we're just going to rip off some of the old graphics. I'm going to use a heat gun, and hopefully these come off without leaving too much residue. Alright guys, so we got some of the plastics we will be reusing washed up. I haven't touched the gas tank or the air box over here yet, but we have washed up the plastics I will be reusing. So of course, we'll be reusing our radiator shads, rear number plates, front number plate, fork guards, and I still also have to wash the front and rear fender, but we will also be reusing those. Alright guys, so it is a few days later from the last clip you guys saw, and this whole week I've had midterms at school, so I haven't really been able to devote a lot of time to this bike after school. Just purely because I had to study, sleep, and just get a lot of rest to prepare myself for these midterms. But it's Thursday, today's a half day, and so is tomorrow. So yeah guys, I'm going to be getting a little more work done today. Here's what we have done so far. So I've cleaned up my rear fender, front number plate. We have these fresh frame guards at Cherubies. Nice because our old ones were starting to wear out, and we definitely want all the grip on the bike we can get. Here we have these fresh Polysport radiator louvers, blue, looks pretty sweet, and our old one was pretty crushed up due to our bent radiator. We have our side number plates and then our fork guards, And then over here, I have a HRB's vented disc guard, which I cleaned up, threw a little bit of silicone detailer on it to make it shine again. And yeah, it looks pretty good, but I may or may not be reusing that. And I threw the silicone detailer on everything that won't be getting graphics, so it helps the part look pretty clean. In this case, this little rubber mud flap looks super clean now, nice and shiny. And this carbon look, but it's actually plastic. This plastic brake disc cover looks super fresh. And here's what we have left to do today. So we have to remove a little bit of sticker residue, mostly on these radiator shrouds. You may be able to see it in the reflection of the light, maybe not on this one too much. But here on this one, it has quite a little bit of sticker residue left over here and there, so I'm gonna have to clean that up. These radiator shrouds actually have some stress marks on them, as you guys can see here and here. I'm not gonna be trying to correct this one because the graphic will be covering it, but this one right here and in some other spots will be visible even with graphics on, so we're going to be going through and correcting those with a heat gun. Now I just want to say before I do get into any of that stuff, do make sure you are careful when using a heat gun on plastic, because although it will help take out the fade marks, it can make the plastic brittle. So it's kind of what are you willing to give up to get what you want type of scenario right there. But as you guys may have seen already, we got some fresh little inserts for the radiator shrouds here. Looks super fresh. So yeah, let's get back to work. Oh yeah guys, I almost forgot to mention this airbox and gas tank. Super dirty, especially that airbox, so we're gonna need to clean that up as well. Alright guys, now I'm gonna go through and try and fix these fade marks with the heat gun. Alright guys, so I just got done knocking out the fade with the heat gun and worked pretty well. Now don't do this if you're not going to be putting graphic over the plastic, because you guys can see it does have a slightly inconsistent finish in direct light. So if you're covering it with graphic, no one's ever going to notice. But yeah, if you're going to be leaving the plastic bare, I'd just suggest not just buying new plastics or whatever. But yeah, so I really didn't have the money to put in new plastics, but we repaired our existing ones, saved a little bit of money. And yeah, got them looking pretty fresh. Alright guys, so now we're gonna go through and clean up our air box, and this thing is a huge mess of air filter oil and dirt, so we're gonna need to do some really heavy cleaning on this thing. So first, let's start by taking out this filthy air filter. Alright, so as you guys can see, our air box is way too big to completely soak in our degreaser tank here, so I'm just going to give it a little spray down for all the parts that can't completely soak. Alright guys, now I'm going to install a twin air filter to our freshly cleaned filter cage here, and I have had nothing but good experiences with twin air and all their filter oils and cleaners, so yeah, that's what I'll be running in this bike. Alright, now I'm going to install the air filter into the air box here, and on normal conditions, a day-to-day basis, I generally don't run any rim grease. Alright guys, so our airbox assembly here is all clean inside and out, and also has a fresh filter. Now we're going to move on to the gas tank over here. For For the gas tank here, I'm not going to give it a full soak in the parts washer. Instead, I'm just going to go through and give it a nice rinse off with the degreaser.
So on our gas cap here, we're going to be replacing the breather hose with the little one here with a little anodized aluminum tip to replace this old stock one. Fun fact, this one is actually off of a 2016 Yamaha YZ125, which I found to leak a little bit less than the OEM one that actually came on the bike. But either way, this is still OEM Yamaha equipment, so we're going to be replacing it here. Back when I had my 85, I had one of these style breather hoses and I never had to worry about gas getting dumped on the back of my front fender, so I really do prefer this style better.
Alright guys, we are all done with our plastics and they came out looking super clean. This just goes to show you how far a little bit of elbow grease can go. The only new plastics on this table are these radiator louvers and these frame guards, but everything else are our old parts just cleaned up. Alright guys, and in the next video we will be installing these fresh graphics. Looks so sweet, just a little sneak peek for you guys. But yeah, stay tuned for that. Subscribe to the channel if you aren't already, so you don't miss any upcoming build videos for this YZ125. And with that, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.